So can you start by stating your name and your occupational title for PFLAG?
Okay. My name is Linda Hayes, and I am the chapter president for the Mid-Missouri PFLAG in Columbia.
How long have you worked with PFLAG and how have you seen a change over that period?
I became involved in PFLAG about 12 years ago, and the largest change I've seen in that period of time was the dramatic shift in attitudes toward gay marriage. When I first started working or being a member of PFLAG, 70% of Missourians were against gay marriage, and it's not much, but over 50% of Missourians now favor some type of legal recognition for gay couples.
What are some activities that PFLAG engages in to lessen the conflicts of gay rights in the area?
We have three main functions. First and foremost, we're a support organization for parents and friends and family of people that are lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Our second function is to educate ourselves about issues that face the LGBT community in Missouri and elsewhere. And our third function is advocacy on whatever issues that we feel that we can have an impact on, whether it's safe schools in a community or I know that several PFLAG members were involved in getting non-discrimination policy passed in Columbia. As far as currently, our members are promoting the work of PROMO, which is a statewide organization that advocates for legislative changes to policy. And I know that they're working on a bill that is called MONA, which is the Missouri Non-Discrimination Act.
So I actually talked to Promo about interviewing them. What have you done any work yourself with Promo, or done any advocacy with them?
We collaborate with them where we can. Personally, I did a student internship when I was working on my MPA about 4 or 5 years ago, so I had volunteered through them as an intern.
What are some resources that gay individuals can take advantage of in the Columbia area besides PFLAG?
The Center Project is a safe space for LGBT people. They have a lending library. You'd have to check their website or Facebook page to see what hours they would be open. And I know that there are support groups for transgender people, and I believe support groups for people coming out that meet at the Center Project. And there is also a youth group that's called PRISM that meets, I think, every other week at the Center Project. And again, most of the people in Columbia find acceptance here, but I think most of their membership are made up of kids from the outlying areas like Ashland and smaller towns in the mid-Missouri area.
Because of Amendment 2 prohibiting gay marriage in the state of Missouri, what benefits can same-sex couples receive and what can they not receive?
I know that there are lawsuits pending on what that really means at this point in time. If you look at the constitutional wording, it states that marriages between people that are not of opposite sex are not recognized in the state of Missouri. Governor Jay Nixon has made the decision that couples married in other states can file jointly in the state of Missouri because they're able to file federally in the state of Missouri. But I think that is under contention. So I don't know where the legal process has moved along with that particular case.
Okay, so going back to Governor Nixon's, he talked about the joint tax statement. Do you think that's personally the first step towards same-sex marriage in Missouri, or are there more obstacles?
Well, first and foremost, the amendment to the Constitution would have to be changed or overruled by a higher court as being a discriminatory amendment. In my opinion, I believe it violates the 14th Amendment of the Federal Constitution for equal protection under the law, because it sets up a system where Missourians that are married in another state can file federal income taxes, but they cannot file joint state income taxes, which I think is not fair, because my husband and I, our marriage is recognized from state to state wherever we go, so wherever we live, we could file jointly in that state.
How have you seen media in general affect gay rights in Missouri?
I think in any time the media is able to educate the public on topics that affect the LGBT community, it benefits the LGBT community, because I think it was through education of the media and personal contacts that there was such a monumental shift in attitudes on opposite-sex marriage in the state of Missouri, because people became more educated.
What is a conflict that you have experienced firsthand towards the gay community in Columbia, something that you witnessed?
Do you mean like an altercation? I mean,
exactly.
I have known of young men that have been beaten up on the street for being perceived to be gay, whether they were gay or not. So there is a physical danger. I know that Columbia has been a frequent recipient of the Baptist Church in Topeka, Kansas, that discriminates against gays. I know that they have protested several functions and several things that they disagree with. So we can count on seeing them in Columbia at least once or twice a year.
Where do you see Missouri's legislation on gay rights in the future?
My optimistic self says we're going to move toward equality and everything's going to be okay, but my reality check self says that Missouri will move toward equality, kicking and screaming under the force of the Supreme Court of the United States. I would like to say that Missouri would do the right thing. I always have hope that we will, but in reality, I know what happened with school busing and Kansas City school districts refusing to bus children for school integration. So I would like to move toward equality.
This is